What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 205 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecca Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
What's up, everybody?
And we got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Look, if you play Hobgoblin and Green Goblin in the same deck in Marble Snap, you are evil. Your mother didn't love you enough.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about Rocket League and Fortnite. We're going to talk about God of War. We're going to talk about the crack that is Vampire Survivor. But yeah, I mean, for the holiday season, like, I know I'm stoked for Crisis Core, and I'm more so stoked for everything up until the end, because, I mean, 7 Remake is rewriting the end of that game already, so I'm more excited for Rebirth when it comes to...
You think it's going to be completely, or a little different? How different?
Everything's been different. Like, a good chunk of the plot of 7 Remake is, hey, this is not the same rodeo that you've been on.
Right. It was like, so that happened. It's like multiversal kind of like timeline stuff. It's
Stuff's
like
not
all
happening
that...
the way it's supposed to be happening, and it's
right.
It's a whole thing, and the timeline's trying to write itself, but then it's failing to. It's great.
Right. And like the thing is, the timeline doesn't want to kill you because that would fuck up the timeline, but you...
Well, no, you gotta die where you're supposed to die type thing. That's it. Yeah. You can't die early.
I mean, Cloud doesn't die, but the thing is, they're like, we gotta stop you, bro. You're out here fucking shit up. We're like, we already know what happens all the way through Advent Children. Like, we got flash forwards to Red 13 even further in the future than where Advent Children takes place.
Heck, forget about Advent Children. I think Dirge of Cerberus is after Advent Children.
Oh, it might be. Well, no. Judging by what I know about Final Fantasy VII Remake and characters and plot points and stuff that are happening, Dirge of Cerberus probably takes place closer to the end of Final Fantasy VII than Advent Children in the new timeline.
I think you're right about that. Because Dirge of Cerberus was 3 years after 7.
Okay, yeah. So that kind of makes sense. In the new timeline, it might be like 6 months after.
If that even happens.
Right, if that is... Because...
I would love for... If any game needs a... Actually, no. No, Advent Children was first. Advent Children was 2 years after the events of Final Fantasy VII.
But the scene I'm talking about in Advent Children is at the beginning where it's Red 13 hundreds of years later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That has been alluded to as being like, okay, yeah, that's prime timeline shit. Now you're off on this HD weirdified. We actually have like particle effects, more than 3 on screen at a time.
Hey, when we put Cloud in drag, now he's actually hot.
That's you need to play that game, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody, I feel, needs to play. Jalen, you're the only one who can't play it, but I feel like everybody...
No, I have it on my Steam Deck. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, the DLC is on Steam.
PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that's on Steam.
I'm just thinking about the PS4 version. That's the only version that doesn't have the DLC. And you can't even get it. It's like you either upgrade that to the PS5 version and then get the DLC, or get, I guess, the PC version. I keep forgetting about the PC version, but...
Heck, it lives on my Steam Deck. Heck, that's the only reason I've been, like, even touching 7.
Man, my Steam Deck ruined my life last night.
Oh, God, what happened?
I played 4.5 hours of Vampire Survivors and did not realize it was more than an hour.
Okay, that's Vampire Survivors, not your Steam Deck. Vampire Survivors couldn't do that.
It was the vessel.
Game Pass and it would have done that.
That game is fucking crack.
Man.
Man.
And I had started getting into the loop of like, all right, I am completing levels, which is unlocking characters, and I'm beating bosses, which is unlocking characters, and then these characters are getting weapons that I can upgrade, and it like I was unlocking enough stuff consistently that like when I started off playing last night, it's like, okay, I'll do a couple quick runs, like get the gold I need to unlock this next character. But once I unlocked that character after those couple like bad runs, it was like life or death. Oh, so Jalen, we've talked about killing the Reaper in Vampire Survivor. Can you kill? I know you can kill. The only time I've killed the Reaper has been in the library. But how the fuck do you kill the Reaper? Because
that's a good question. That is a very good question. That is a very good question because I only managed to pull that off once in the forest, and I don't even know how the fuck I did that. He just showed up and died.
Right. That's how it happened for me in the library. But now, like, I unlocked a bonus stage that's just like 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes is like, at the end, he just and rips you apart, and that's it. Like, there's nothing like, I didn't see him coming. I just see, like.
You don't see the Reaper coming. When time's up, he just shows up. And he either explodes, entering your radius, or you die.
Well, I died. He got torn apart.
That's what usually happens.
So.
What build do you guys go for?
Whatever the fuck. Like, I can't think about. The only thing you can pick going in is your
starting item.
Yeah,
and that's by picking your character.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I've been using the one that throws holy water because
that's good. She's good. She's so good.
Yeah, she starts off with like a buff where like your first 2 upgrades are just giant as fuck. Like I got
that, and also like I want to say she self heals too.
Well,
she just has natural high health per second. So.
And she has the highest health out of all the characters, so like she just is tanky to start.
I have that character yet?
Huh?
I don't think I have that character yet.
What, the Holy Water one? Yeah, she was a more recent unlock. But I unlocked like 4 characters last night, and so I got the person that looks like they'd be cool. I just hate their weapon with the drills. She's like a vampire with a guitar and just looks cool as hell. And but it's like, her move like puts little mines in the ground and you have to stop moving for them to cast. So like you put them
that's
down.
Weird.
Yeah, it's super fucking weird. I don't like it.
You expect me to stop moving?
Yes.
In Vampire Survivors?
Right.
Never. I mean, if you got a level like 4 garlic, maybe.
I mean, I think
I was getting hell of experience with garlic.
Garlic is solid when you're learning the game. I don't use garlic as much now because the birds are OP as fuck. Like, get both birds. And once you max level upgrade both birds, they fuse into another bird that then can fuse. They can upgrade even more. And more importantly, you get one of your slots back. That's the most important thing. When they fuse, you can get one of your slots back so you could it allowed me on my best runs to throw in like a shield, the Laurel. It allows me that and everything else being like full synergies.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I got the 2 birds. I didn't last long enough for them to get fully upgraded, and then so I was trying to get that to get like upgrade those together because I got like the upgraded fire spell. I got the upgraded just regular magic wand spell. I had the upgraded cross. So I was doing a lot with the weapons I had, but I knew the one thing. I was like, Jalen's always talking about these 2 birds. I need to fuck around and figure out what's up with these 2 birds. And I got the 2 birds. I think I got the white one fully upgraded. I was close to being done with the black one, and it just all fell apart.
It was over.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I feel like I get on solid runs, and then there's out of nowhere I've fucked up and run into too many things, or it's just like I am out now in the weeds and it's
the enemy starts scaling. That's what happens when you hit that. Because that's the thing about it is some builds scale very, very slowly, but once they're done, they pop off super hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to say the game scales every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's usually around that second or third scaling, around that 10 or 15 mark. All of a sudden, it's like, why isn't anything dying in a reasonable amount of time anymore?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, so I got the weapon that just does like the rainbow up and down. Like, it's like you cast a spell that goes just vertically up and down from you. But that spell has been, I got into the vertically scrolling level, the tower, and I just got around a piece of geometry where nothing could attack me from the front and nothing could attack me from the back. And I was using that just constantly, and I had stuff that was protecting my sides. Like I had the cross, and since it was boomeranging, like if anything got to the side of me, it automatically get hit with the boomerang. And if anything got too close to me on the front end, I had the boomerang and the magic wand. So just whatever was closest to me was getting decimated as quickly as possible. And I only had to worry about like 45 degrees of what was coming at my character. Because I could move side to side, but moving side to side would just decimate whatever was in my way on either side.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. I want to say my best character... I love starting with Porta because I love the Lightning Ring so much, because Lightning Ring, Attract Orb to get that synergy.
Mm-hmm.
But
have you fully upgraded the Pentagram?
Yes, I was about to say I have turned the Pentagram into the Magic Circle. Yeah. That shit is fucking hilarious.
That shit is fucking
great. What
does
that do?
So
so Pentagram, when it activates, it wipes everything off the screen. Items, EXP, enemies.
Anything.
Everything. Gone. Screen cleared.
Every 10 minutes, I think. Because the cooldown's like ridiculously long when you first get it.
The cooldown at level 1 is ridiculously long. If you want that bitch upgraded so it doesn't take EXP anymore, that starts speeding up on you.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the snowball. Like, you speed it up, it's deleting less and less. Mm-hmm. But still killing everything on screen every time your cooldown procs. But then the Magic Circle, what it does, it kills everything, makes them drop more experience, and then attracts all of it towards you.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I was like, I had to hit level 80 on one of the stages to unlock the next thing last night, and that was the same run. I was upgrading the Pentagram as I went, where I had my back against the wall in the tower. And was just like mowing through shit. The Magic Circle, it'd be like if shit got hairy, that shit would happen, and I'm just leveling up. So I made it almost to 100 on that run, but that was the one where I didn't even see the Reaper coming and showed up from off screen and tore me apart at the 30 minutes. But hey, I did what I needed to do in that level, upgraded that. Like, I got a bunch of achievements just from that one run. I had killed a giant crab that every time I killed its claws, they'd come back bigger. So
I'm at the point where I'm looking for the coffins in every stage so I can get those five characters.
Yeah, I have the coffin from the milk factory. I have the coffin from the tower. I need to get the coffin in the forest. That was the one I was working on last night when I realized how much time I had played, and I was like, okay. I had an Overwatch stream up for drops. I was like, okay, now that I've realized I've spent too much time on Vampire Survivors, once these Overwatch drops are done collecting, I'll pack it in for the night. But yeah. That I was going for the coffin in the forest, and then I gotta go back and get the coffin in the library, which shouldn't be too hard because I have the map. Like, the map I don't know if the map ever gets detailed, like if that's an upgrade you can get at some point. But like when I pause the game, there is a map, and the only things you haven't discovered on some of those older maps will be question marks, and that's how I was easily able to find the coffin in the milk factory. It was just a matter of like, oh, well, I have enough, because like a circle of enemies goes to defend all of the coffins, like anytime you find one. So it's like, oh, well, I'm powerful enough and I'm at the milk factory. Let me go over there and just get it. And I got it, no problem.
Nice.
Like
those relics are fun. There's some real cool relics in that game.
Yeah. Oh, man. Some of them, like the fire whip, it looks like. I've just, looking at the achievements, it's like some of the things they're saying, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could totally... All of this is what I need.
Oh, yeah.
But while we're talking about fire whips, I'm sure there are some enemies in God of War Ragnarok that use fire whips.
Are you sure about that? You're the one who would know this.
Yeah, I feel like there is, but
Yeah.
I mean,
are you sure about
the Blades of Chaos are essentially fire whips, so we'll go with that. So, yeah, God of War Ragnarok, I beat it, rolled credits, I have all the side content to do except for the stuff from the first world, because I was doing that, and then I was like, this game's going to take 1,000,000 years to beat if I do all this side content as I'm playing. So, played through the game, has 10 out of 10 set pieces. It does... gameplay and like story wise has one of the coolest moments in like all of Sony first party history, and it's just because like we've been with Kratos as a character for so long, and no matter if you've played all the games or this is your first game, like Kratos gets stoked, and like that's not an emotion you typically see. Kratos is like, this is badass. Like, for Kratos to like...
He can enjoy things? That's possible?
I didn't see that coming.
It's fucking great. It is amazing. 10 out of 10. Like, that moment... like, Elden Ring's still Game of the Year for me, but... I like, if Game Awards gives it to God of War, especially after the stuff I've played, yeah, I wouldn't even be mad. It's a fucking great video game. Like, the mechanics... Like, there was so much that I was saying positively about this game, like, as I was starting off. But, like, now that I'm, for the most part, done with it, because I definitely want to go back and do side stuff, especially using some of, like, the later game upgrades and stuff, it'll be like, oh, I can just use this weapon with this runic attack and just completely destroy whatever the fuck they're doing. Like, I've killed gods. Newer, stronger gods. So I'm ready to take those tools and go back and kill whatever the fuck fire... Well, almost said something I wasn't supposed to say. That you don't technically kill. But things on that level. It's really cool. One of the things that I really liked is the characters that are in the MCU, because like I don't have that deep connection with like Norse lore. Like I got God of War, I got the Thor MCU movies, I got Final Fantasy 14, which really like I was like, oh, Hresvelgar, like I totally know you. Nidhogg was completely different. So, like, just having, like, these few... and Primal. Like, Primal was, like, a lot of Viking stuff. So, between all those things, it was, like... comparing the characters that I knew, it was, like, Heimdall. Like, just a whole... going down the list. Odin, Thor, Loki, like... even Freya... thinking about how Freya's been portrayed in other media and it's just really cool seeing the take God of War has put on a lot of these characters, and it seems to be like more faithful. Like obviously, it's more faithful than the MCU version of Thor and Loki and all of that. But you know,
Right.
I'm going to the truth. I wish we got to see more of the MCU versions of these characters and not to be killed off for shock value in a movie real quick. That would have been nice.
Which one's dead?
Loki's dead. Well, technically. Well,
right. I was like, Loki has.
Well, let's put it this way. No, but the reason why I say Loki's dead is because we're not going to get the actual characterization of like that is caused by the relationship between him and Thor. It's basically he's just a what's his face Tumblr sexy man vehicle now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is entirely what that show is, so...
Like, that show literally was, hey, Loki, have you ever tried self-cess? Think about it. One time.
I mean, he's got the ego for it.
Right, but that's...
I'm surprised it took
Right, but I missed the comic book bastard version of him. The one that goes to, hey, Thor, remember your girlfriend that was reincarnated? I stole her body. Fuck you.
What a perfect asshole.
Right. It's like, I'm going to go join the Valkyries. Fuck you.
Man,
see, that's what I miss.
The Valkyries in this game, like, the Valkyries aren't the same way they were enemies in the first game. Mm-hmm. Like, there's another character. So, all the side content from God of War 1, like, canon is you platinum that game. So, like, even if you beat the game and stopped, the canon of, like, where Ragnarok picks up is, like, yeah, you went through and you killed all the Valkyries, and you went through and you did all the realm tears and did all the side content and heard all the stories from Mimir, and so, like, have all that context, so...
Does that get you a little lost if you didn't platinum it?
No. So, it's just, like, like, me telling you this, because it had me lost for, like, a split second. I was like, I didn't platinum the game. Like, I'm like, is it reading the save? I'm like, that's a PS4 save. I'm playing the PS5 version. I mean, there is a way, because
It's reading your trophy data.
I mean, it totally could do that, but it's not. It just, they decided, like, for storytelling purposes, just, like, the canon of the timeline is even if you stop playing in the time between the end of the last game and the start of this game, Kratos and Atreus did everything, whether or not you did it in the game yourself. And I mean, the only thing that is of significance that I can tell is that you killed the Valkyries. And I mean, that is the trophy that everybody complains about from that game. So, like, sorry for spoilers for 2018, but you killed the Valkyries.
I mean, if you didn't beat it, you didn't beat it.
Yeah, that was more of a you problem than a Kratos problem. Let's be 100 here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kratos like, I'm going to kill him regardless. Like, no matter if you on the sticks or not. But yeah. God of War, 10 out of 10 video game. Highly recommend.
Congratulations on beating the game.
Yeah. And I won't need to do another playthrough on a different difficulty or anything, so it's really just a matter of going back now with all my stuff and my cool new armor and everything, and because there's like post-game side quests, but I'm going to just kind of go back to the first realm and start working my way through everything, like realm by realm. That's cool. Like when I finally get to the post-game stuff that caps everything off, I'll be able to... Lost my train of thought. I'll be able to cap the game off with the post-game stuff and just be done and leave it, like, at that spot. Because for me, it's like, yeah, I beat the main story and, like, the implications of the ending will be noticeable for the rest of my time playing the game, but at the same time, they let me continue playing the game after I beat it, so
It's true.
yeah. All right, so another thing I was playing earlier on in the night last night was Fortnite, and because I'm trying to get this Spider-Gwen, like I have this skin, I'm trying to get her where she takes her hood off and has the design from the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, like she has some other alternate styles that are like really cool, but it's like I am not getting my battle pass to the equivalent of level 300 this season. Like I'm at like 115 and I'm tired. Yeah. Oh, that's nothing. Like because in older seasons after you hit 100, like your XP, your post-game challenges would happen seasons and seasons later because it was like, yeah, we needed you to get to like battle pass tier 1,000, and since nobody's fucking doing that, we're going to count all the tiers you get in this next battle pass, and just until you have gotten 1,000 tiers overall, whatever.
Jesus.
So
That's a lot.
it is a lot, but like it really just depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't take me that long of playing. It wasn't like at any point in the grind from 0 to 100, which is where the most of your rewards are coming from. Like I didn't feel like that took a lot of playtime.
Yeah.
Like I never felt bogged down. Every time I'd play, my XP would be supercharged because I hadn't played in a while. There'd be missions. There'd be like, there's a skin that I actually want to get that didn't unlock until like I was in the 90s, or like the event for it hadn't started, and so you have to get 50 tiers. And I think I'm in like the 30s of that, just judging by where it unlocked and where I'm at. And I'm gonna probably continue to get the 50 tiers because I'm working on getting this Spider-Gwen and this other skin that's like a chrome pumpkin. It's really cool. Like the pumpkin, I have the like the default recolor of the skin, or just like the default version. I have that and it's really cool, but then they chromed it out for this recolor just because not a lot of people got that skin, like the default version. And it's a good design. So even me, as somebody who has like the harder version of it to get, the rarer version, I'm like, shit, give everybody this skin. Because it's just a really good design. So I hope they do that with some other ones. I know they've brought back a couple like older seasons, like giving a character and a theme and an aesthetic and like an effect, a gender swap. It'll be like, oh, well, this version was exclusive if you bought a Samsung Galaxy phone in 2018, but this male version of it is just in the shop. It's fine.
That's
Oh, it's like how Bungie resold the exclusive emotes, but the color was different.
Yeah, sounds about right. And I hope they go back, because my problem with Fortnite has always been I missed out on the season where the good Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man skin in that game was in a season I just did not feel like playing Fortnite. And so now there's no way for me to get that good Spider-Man skin. If they'd sell it in like a recolor, like even change the design on the suit somewhat, but just like essentially give me an option to get the good version of Spider-Man, like I'd take it. But last night what I was doing was the Rocket League stuff, because Rocket League's having another collaboration with Fortnite. This time they put the Octane into Fortnite. That is one of the vehicles that is just on the map and usable in creative mode. Is just the Octane from Rocket League.
Does it drive around like in Rocket League, or
Yeah,
is it just
it can jump, boost,
front
like
flips?
front flip, double jump, all that.
Okay.
Like, and if you do the double, it's harder to do because it's not like the controls are nowhere near as tight Like the driving in Rocket League is way tighter than the driving in Fortnite by like by like a mile. And so, but yeah, if you do the double front flip thing, that gives you boost. Like you have, it is a good enough replication of the car that because they put the whatever the knockoff Ferrari is in Fortnite into Rocket League. So like that was what I got for eventually finishing all the challenges. I got that car in both Rocket League Sideswipe and Prime Rocket League, and I got a bunch of Rocket League cosmetics. Like I finally unlocked the skateboard because apparently at no point had I unlocked the skateboard back bling. But so now I have like 4 different Rocket League skateboard decks.
That's cool.
To use as my back bling. I really feel like I've unlocked some of those in like holiday challenges or something before, but maybe not. But yeah, so I finished all that stuff. I'd say, Chris, if you feel like dropping in, I'm always down.
Okay.
I can show off some of these newer skins. But yeah, we had another Rocket League Cross Fortnite event. This time there's no stuff on the Rocket League side. I did load up Rocket League, and they have a Nike collaboration going on because of the World Cup. So now my like goal celebration is a Nike swoosh, and it's really cool because I just had coins sitting in that game, and the bundle was like 100 less coins than I had. So I got 100 coins just sitting in my Rocket League account, and I bought the Nike bundle.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's how I snowballed into Vampire Survivors, because I was like, I wonder how Rocket League plays on the Steam Deck, because I still have the Steam version and it's still technically supported. And I'm like, since it's cross-save and everything now, I can use all my stuff.
Is it better than the Switch?
Yes, but I didn't get to play. Like, I pretty much just was able to get to the home screen because, and that was today, because for some reason Rocket League's like 30 something gigs, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, why do you need to take up so much space? Because I got like 44 gigs free on my Steam Deck, and it took up more than half of that. So.
That's not okay.
But I'm like, all I'm using my Steam Deck for currently is Vampire Survivors, so.
Because that game is crack.
And I mean, I got my Final Fantasies on there, so.
I will say, my Steam Deck is for wordy games. Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy, and crack.
Yeah, I feel like the Steam Deck would be really nice for just like, what do they call it? Chill gaming?
Yep, get real cozy. Yeah, get real cozy, do some gaming, something light.
Yeah, I mean, what I use my Switch for now, but like a better system than the Switch is.
Right, because you can get better games. The only difference is there's some games that, like visual novels, that you can't get off Steam. Even though you can definitely get a game about fucking Hitler, you cannot get a visual novel. So,
Wait, why not? I definitely have visual novels on Steam.
Yeah, it basically, what ended up happening is one of the new Mihoyo, Witch of the Holy Night, is not coming to Steam because they were like, nah, we don't want to do it. And it's annoying because I would really like that visual novel on my Steam Deck.
You can't sideload it?
Probably could. But the thing about it is, for convenience sake and to get it earlier, I was probably just going to get it on my Switch and ignore the thing entirely. Borderline same experience.
So I'm guessing it's not free. Because you said Hoyoverse, and I thought it'd be like a free-to-play kind of thing.
No, not Mihoyoverse. No, I'm not talking about Mihoyo. This is close to... This is actually related to Tsukahime. It has nothing to do with Mihoyo.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if it's not a free thing and you want to buy it on Switch, I say get it on Switch. The Switch's days are fucking numbered. Like, this motherfucker is about to go out with a whimper. It's fizzing out like.
Wait, ain't it got a Zelda game coming out in like 6 months?
That better fucking not be for this piece of trash sitting in my Switch dock. That game. So, I don't know if I've gotten into this on the podcast, but I got a fucking bone to pick. Nintendo, you're hiding something. But Doug Bowser, motherfucker. So, Switch trailers in Nintendo Directs and in Nintendo presentations and on Nintendo's YouTube channel just outright are always captured in the game running, even if it's cinematics, even if it's whatever, it is the game running in real time on the Switch, which is why games like Sifu, the second they showed Sifu, it was like, oh my god, no. And the second they showed stuff like Star Wars The Force Unleashed and like a bunch of these games, you can instantly see, even from the thing that you're watching on YouTube at 1080p, that this ain't it. The Tears of the Kingdom trailer is doing effects that the current Switch just straight up can't do. So, considering the actual like announcement trailer was
consider this. Nintendo don't optimize for shit. Because not a damn thing has been optimized this entire fucking time.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's just that they don't support things that their SoC allows them to do. Because in theory, they could get a version of DLSS working because they're working off an NVIDIA chipset. But they're just like, nah. And so, like, I just need the Switch. I need whatever Tears of the Kingdom was running on in that official Nintendo promotional thing. I need that to come out. That shit could be a box that takes Switch cartridges. I don't give a goddamn. Like, I just need these games to run better.
Why does it just be a PC? Why does it be a PC version we just never gonna get?
But that's the thing. Nintendo doesn't do that. Like, Sony will do that. Microsoft will do that. Like, the first time we saw God of War running, it was running on a dev kit, which is just a PC. Like, all these different... Like, Nintendo does not do that. Nintendo hasn't done that at any point in the Switch's life cycle at all. I could see it, like... I know Tears of the Kingdom is important, but Tears of the Kingdom is not more important than Mario to them. And they didn't do it with they don't do it with Mario stuff. So
it depends on the Mario stuff though, because that's the thing about it is Mario got front ended with the Switch. The big actual important Nintendo Mario game was Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like as far as Nintendo's concerned, Mario's done for this console. It's basically side games and fun for the rest games and concepts we'll never see again. See how we had two Galaxy games. We never see that again. Sunshine, never see that again.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got Galaxy and Sunshine on my Switch. From that Mario 35 collection that I bought because I thought it'd be rare, and it's not.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I also have access to those games now, which I just didn't have. And in case, because I do kind of want to play those games because I enjoyed Odyssey so much and I enjoyed the 2D Mario games so much. Like 3D just kind of, until Odyssey was not really my jam. Like I've played Sunshine, but it's like, to me, it's not the same thing you're getting out of the 2D Mario games. Or even the like... They're not 2.5D, so I don't want to call them 2.5D, but not like the Odyssey, Sunshine, Galaxy, not that style, like the 3D World and the 3D Land games.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't feel like the full 3D games get even the good parts out of that. Because I feel like that translates some of the good stuff out of 3D and some of the good stuff out of 2D, so it's like a happy medium. but then by the time you get full 3D, because even Odyssey didn't have that same, like, it had mechanical tightness because like the insane shit people were doing with Cappy and speed running and whatever, but like it had a looseness and a floatiness. Like, I'm not saying it's bad.
So
like,
it's like, that's the thing about it is full open area 3D games do need that floatiness, so you can have enough time to actually like hug around a wall because you're in a 3D environment. Like you need a little bit of floatiness just so you can maneuver yourself like outside and do the crazy shit they were doing with Cappy.
Right. So, but I'm just.
It's really just the fact that a lot of those full 3D mechanics we'll just never see again.
I don't know. I mean, it really depends on Nintendo, but like, I could see Miyamoto being like, seeing something and being like, oh, so somebody took my mechanic and did it better. Like, let me show them how it's really done. Like, people after Mario 1 were making platformers, and then Miyamoto was like, nah, I'm coming out with Mario World, and just fucking blew the doors off that shit all over again. So, but it's still at the end of the day a platformer. So I could see them bringing back some of those older mechanics in, or even because I feel like they use.
But the thing with Mario World though is that was Mario 4 though. That was Mario 4. That was at the point where it's like we refined the art to the point that we should have this bigger next gen thing.
That shit was crazy. Just like looking at the progression from Mario 1 to Mario 3, because I don't think Miyamoto worked on either version of Mario 2. But like Mario 1 to Mario 3 to Mario World is just like a glow up you wouldn't believe. But I'm looking at these notes trying to see. You guys got any stories from this past week? While I
played a little bit of Scorn.
Hey, what you think?
They don't tell you shit in that game. They just say, "Here you go."
Right?
I was like, I've gotten trapped and thought I was the dumbest person ever because I was like, I had no idea this little tiny spot in this room, in this giant tower that I'm supposed to find to progress myself to open this door. But it's fun. It's creepy. It's unsettling as hell. Don't eat while you're playing this game.
Oh.
I got myself a snack, and I think at that point it's in the very beginning of the game, but I made a decision, and it was disturbing. It's gross. It's Jalen put it best, I think, last week. It's always wet. For no reason. You're in the desert, and somehow it's still wet.
Because everything's biomechanical, so it's like the world fucking sweats. And
but I have gotten to a point where you're starting to fight in this game and kill things, and apparently you can heal yourself. I haven't found that part yet, and so I've gone too far, and I think I need to backtrack because I got frustrated and turned it off after about 3 hours.
Sounds about right.
Like, I'm dying in one hit, and I gotta go back. But then that's when I stopped and played Vampire Survivor until Pokemon downloaded.
Okay, so I found a story I really wanted to talk to y'all about. Have y'all seen the Nier truck driving around Japan?
Yeah, with that giant black square on it, obviously hiding something.
Right. So they have a giant Emil head. It's just like flatbed truck with Nier written on the front. It has a giant Emil head in the back. It has a black box like from Nier Automata, and then it has like a black podium thing that has Nier Replicant, Nier Automata, and then a black rectangle the exact same size that doesn't say anything.
Probably for the anime. If I had to bet it was anything, it's probably for the anime. I would love if it was some wild shit like a new video game or some nonsense or some weird shit, but it's probably the anime.
Well, I mean, the thing was, around this time, they said that Nier Automata has sold 700,000 copies, and Nier Replicant has sold 150 million copies. Or not 150 million. Okay, this is weird. So, looking at the images, it says 700 and has some characters, and it says 150 and has some characters. Turns out Nier Automata is over 7 million, so that's a really weird way to write 7 million as 700. But and then 1.5 million for Nier Replicant. So, and this is just the new version, the version 1.22474. The good version, the version that I need to go and play, the version that I will not delete off my PlayStation until I've beat it.
So you beat it.
And potentially
Has
platinum
anybody
it.
beat that game?
Yeah, a few people in the Discord have, but none of us have.
Mm-mm. Being a near #1 podcast.
We're near Automata.
Look, I paused the game because I knew from playing the original that was the last time that cast was ever going to be happy again. I was like, I could stop right here for a while because I knew what's coming.
I just got burnt out early on because it just wasn't I'm waiting until I want that kind of third-person character action game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess God of War is that, but I'm taking God of War from more of a cinematic angle than I am character
You don't fuck
action.
about God of War's gameplay. You're there for the movie.
Yeah, honestly. I'm ready for the awesome ass moments that just keep happening in that game. It's so sad it's over. So that's actually something, listening to spoiler casts, and this won't spoil anything about the game, is that the creative director, what the creative director specifically wants to do next is Castlevania. Because his comfort game is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and he'll just anytime he's stressed out, just go and play through the entirety of that game. Mm-hmm. And so when reviews dropped for the first one, Corey Barlog recorded a video being here's my genuine reaction to the first time seeing what this game's getting reviewed at. And when Ragnarok dropped, he was playing Symphony of the Night. Just I don't I'm stressed out. I don't want to know what these scores are. I'm just going to be over here playing Symphony of the Night. Which I respect as somebody who will just go off and play Tetris. Almost said Tekken. Yep, you know me. Me and my
Symphony of the Night's a good game.
Yeah, Symphony of the Night.
I'm more of an Aria of Sorrow kind of person myself, but Symphony of the Night is a really good game.
Oh, that actually reminds me. So, Aria of Sorrow's on the Advanced Collection, right?
Yes.
I was looking at that on Black Friday, but I was also looking at the Capcom 30th Anniversary Collection. And so I got the 30th Anniversary fighting collection. So it's just all Darkstalkers and Gem Fighter and Puzzle Fighter and all these really, really old Capcom fighting. Mm-hmm. And not even necessarily fighting, because I think it's Gem Fighter is the one that's just a puzzle game. It's just Puyo Puyo.
Gem Fighter? Yeah. But it's better than Puyo Puyo. I can be real. Because having that stuff turn into a Hadouken on a hoe? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You ain't dropping those Tatsus. No Tatsus in freaking Puyo Puyo.
But so weird. I played that and I realized that it was, oh no. I can't tell if what I'm looking at, I'm just going to scroll away from whatever that is. I think I got tagged in an NFT art thing, but it looked like actually cool art for a second, and then I was like, oh no, it's just NFTs. So I'm going to say no fucking thanks and scroll away from that. But the Capcom Fighting Collection is actually a really good collection that has full online for a bunch of these old games that have been inaccessible. Like, I knew about Darkstalker's characters from, like, Marvel vs. Capcom and from, like... Nobody from Darkstalkers is in Street Fighter V, right? I don't think so. But just seeing these characters over the years of like, oh, I got some PSN avatars that were free, and it says something about Darkstalkers. So I got no idea what that is. To like now, as time has gone on, like having access to all the Darkstalkers games at the click of a button is really cool. And having Puzzle Fighter playable on my PS5 is really cool. Hyper Street Fighter 2, it's just...
That's cool.
Out of these old school collections, this is the one that I've played the most of like all the different games. Like I've played every single game in the collection, even though some of them are legitimately probably just balance patches for other ones that are in the collection. It's like this Darkstalkers games or Vampire Savior game, not Survivor, Savior. And even that might be wrong.
No, it's Vampire Saviors.
Okay. Vampire, like, two of these Vampire Savior games in this collection look like completely different things. Or, like, the exact same thing, but they're branded completely differently. So, like, they're separate executables. Like, you can go in each game and, like, if it had an English release, set it to the English release, and it'll change, like, the title card and everything like that over to the English version, but... Some of them, it's like, neither of these have an English version. I can't tell what the difference is. They both say Vampire Savior, but have different subtitles. But, like, the character selects the same characters are there. I'm playing as the same character, getting the same arcade mode. It's weird.
That is weird.
I think it's a balance thing because I know that back then, there'll be different versions of... It's basically patches. I think they're just different patches.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, back in the arcades, you can't just, release a patch. You got to release a whole new machine. You got to, like, redo the board. Like, and at that point, it's a different game. So.
Yeah, if you got to put all this effort in.
Right. It's a different SKU. Even though it's the same game.
Mm-hmm.
Which now, you just download a patch off the internet. And sometimes you don't even have to manually do it. Your system will just do it, and when you turn it on, it'll be like, here you go. We took care of all this while you were gone.
Look at the future.
Right. Not the Steam Deck, though, for whatever goddamn reason. Like, the Steam Deck has to be awake and on, like, 100% for downloads to happen at all. Which is such a fucking pain when you're leaving Rocket League downloading overnight.
That is a pain in the ass.
It's like, okay.
I mean, I guess not everything can be perfect.
Right.
I wonder if you have a dock. Do they have the dock?
Yeah, they have the dock. That was actually something I was looking at on my Steam wish list that I don't think it's going to take a really long time for me to be able to justify getting the dock for the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like $90. And, like, while it's a really fully featured dock, like, the point of the Steam Deck was handheld. It's not like the Switch where it's like, I just needed the new Nintendo console regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, this is a handheld. It's the same way, like, I didn't need a dock for my 3DS. I don't need a dock for my Steam Deck. That's called my PC.
Right.
Yep.
Even though I get way more pain, like, I deal with way more problems playing anything. Like, if I had a controller just built into my PC where every time I wanted to use a controller with my PC, nothing went wrong. Because for whatever reason, I used my Xbox Series X controller with my Xbox one time, and now, no matter what, it turns on the Xbox in the bedroom. And so I'm doing inputs into both whatever game I'm playing on PC and whatever abomination is happening over on my Xbox while the TV's not even on that input. Luckily, I haven't bought anything yet. It's just a pain. And then if I plug in my PlayStation controller to my PC, like one of my extra DualSenses, it tries to put all of my PC sounds coming out of this speaker and tries to take all of my Oh shit, I just turned on my PlayStation. It tries to do all the microphone inputs like on everything, like my defaults, like on a core system level. This is the default speaker and this is the default microphone. And so I can't risk that again fucking up OBS and me talking to myself on a recorded stream for 30 minutes again. Where the Steam Deck, I don't have those problems. The controllers are built in.
Yeah.
All right. Just play games. Enjoy it. Relax.
Live your life.
Okay. I really got to find a way to to play games lying down. Because if I lay on either side, whatever arm I'm laying on is going to sleep.
More pillows.
Yeah.
The answer is more pillows.
Yeah.
Oh, those are definitely on the list to get in general.
Like that's
just pillows.
Yeah. This week sucked. Like, for going 3 years without having to deal with COVID and then getting COVID like full force like that. This is a week like that. I would have been done with God of War probably at the beginning of the week if I weren't so sick. I was like, I would turn on my console and I'd just be like, yeah, I can't play anything. I don't have the like energy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here. Right. Like, I'm just going to sit here and listen to the Capcom Fighting Collection open, like, the main menu music, because it's really fucking good. That shit
I respect that. That sounds just so sad.
I don't have the physical prowess to play God of War, but I sure can listen to a banger.
Bangers are good for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
right.
That and stew.
Oh, and stew. Stew is so fucking good.
But it's now like it's getting hot. I hate Georgia. It's like too hot for stews now.
What's the weather like outside? I haven't been out.
65. It's weird. It's been hovering like somewhere. It's either been like real cold or like mid 60s.
Yeah, it's 65 and it's going down to 46. You could have stew tonight, Chris.
That's true. No one wants to cook stew when it's like, I'm just difficult. It's me. It's a me problem.
All right. Well, do either of y'all got one more thing before we wrap?
Marvel Snap. You need to make your events more visible when you're doing stuff, because you're having this whole Wakanda Forever event where you can get a pixelated fucking Ironheart fucking profile image, and you got that shit hidden in the news.
Yeah, that shit.
You don't need 2 buttons for the fucking battle pass. You can get rid of that for events, because you don't need 2 buttons for the fucking battle pass.
Right.
But outside of that, I don't think the event's all right. It's basically if you play a lot and you put the Wakandan cards in your deck and you play that deck, you'll get finished a lot faster.
Oh, steering you to play a certain type of deck?
Well, it's encouraged you to put certain cards in your deck.
Yeah, like
makes
it's
sense.
like 4 featured cards, and like if you have those 4 featured cards, you get more points.
Yes, Ironheart, Black Panther, Okoye, and Nikita.
Nice.
Yeah, they are the featured cards right now. You know, I find that the event itself is not bad. I just think they need to just not hide it in the freaking news section. Like, we don't need
happened
from the main screen. Why do there's 2 buttons for the battle pass? You have the one over there in that nice little 4 panels surrounding your profile icon, but then they have a whole nother button next to it.
Yeah, so they have it at the top and the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
So they really could at the top of the screen. I think it'd be better.
Honestly, I get rid of the one at the bottom personally.
Yeah,
because I really like the way all the buttons on top. I like how they all sit on top of sit next to each other.
Yeah, the UI design for up there is like it's really, well put
UI
together.
Design is fine. Just replace one of the buttons.
But yeah, and then maybe make the event like look cleaner. Like the fact that it's just a static image, not even like an interactable. Like all the buttons are flat and dead. Like
the buttons are flat and dead until you have enough resources to actually use them.
And then won't they turn right back into flat and dead the second you use them?
Yep.
So yeah.
But also, this is not an event that wants you to interact with it a lot. It's one of those, it wants you to come in, check to see if you have enough to do the thing. If not, go back to playing.
True.
Oh, Anton, what's your battle pass looking at, by the way?
I haven't played
season pass. Since we're not fighting each other.
I mean, we're battling people. This is a card battler.
Man, them bots be vicious.
Yeah, it's some... These are some of the most disrespectful bots I've ever dealt with in gaming. Like these bots are worse than the amiibo bots. Like when the amiibos were like just unnecessarily good in Smash. Yeah, it's worse than that. These are some like fucking aggressive, vicious, disrespectful, ungodly bots.
Bots hate you. The bots don't care.
Right. They're like, we're here to take away rank. Nothing else.
That's amazing.
But yeah.
So do you fall in rank after you lose?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
all you do is ranked.
Yeah.
It's confusing to me that Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't do that.
Because Yu-Gi-Oh has quick play, but yeah.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh has a casual mode. There is no casual mode in Marvel Snap.
It is all ranked.
Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, even in competitive mode, you don't lose rank. You only go up. You lose. They drop you every reset, they'll drop you down to the tier. Like if you were in silver, they'll drop you to bronze, and you have to make it back up to silver. And so on. For like gold, you'll go back down to silver. But I've lost. I guess there's enough OTK decks out there that they can't just drop you for some bullshit.
Oh well, this is more like the Overwatch system of like.
Yeah.
Well, the older Overwatch system, because now Overwatch's system, it's like every 7 wins you get promoted, every 20 losses you get demoted, and it's not. It's cumulative and it's weird, but it's more like the old Overwatch system where it's like you play. Well, it's not even like that because you just start at the bottom. And then as you win, you climb. As you lose, you fall.
How are queue times in Overwatch these days? I heard they were getting... I heard if you're playing tank or DPS, your queues were starting to get a bit long.
Yeah, I mean, if you're solo queuing... that, yeah, but I haven't been solo queuing since I finished the battle pass. I only play when other people are playing, and pretty much all the people I play with were out of town for Thanksgiving, so I didn't play. I haven't played. I maybe played like 2 games with Madrid before he went out of town.
Yeah.
And that was my first time trying to play anything seriously, and I got 2 games in and I was like, I am exhausted, I'm going to bed. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure solo queue times are going up because the player base is definitely declining. There's a lot of stuff that they said they were going to do with that game that they just didn't do. So, I mean, it's solid for right now. I am super close to my next golden gun. I'm pretty much only playing open queue competitive with people I know and having a good time doing it. But outside of that, like,
Yeah.
it really might not make my like top 5 of I'm pretty sure it's not going to make my top 5 of the year list. So
What? Overwatch is not even in the top 5 competitive games of the year. Heck, what are you talking about?
it's it's Overwatch. And
Overwatch, the game where it's easier to get skins by farming in Warcraft than it is to actually play the fucking game.
Yep.
That's true.
Don't you love how WoW's gold selling problems have now turned into skins for Overwatch? Fucking Blizzard, man.
I mean, that's Blizzard. Like, the skin situation has gotten so bad in that game that, like, there was a Reinhardt skin that I wanted that they introduced into the shop. It was like, okay. By the time I had redeemed my credits and everything and did everything I needed to do to be able to afford it, it was gone. I'm like, I can see it in the character like page itself, and it has the price right there. I could just get it from there. And it's like, nope, you got to wait for it to rotate back into the shop. And every time I've checked, it's just not there. I'm just sitting on the credits in my Overwatch account to get this Reinhardt skin, and they're just not going to give it to me until, like...
I'm going to be real with you. I do not, outside of specifically the Genji skin that they put at the end of the battle pass, I do not think any of the skins they've released so far have actually been
That Reinhardt skin is fucking fire. Like, I will say, it's like lion. He's like a lion. So, yeah, he's like an armored lion, and it's really cool. But I mean, it's not. It's like a $10 skin. It's not one of their. None of their like $20 and up dollar skins have been worth it in my opinion whatsoever. But that Reinhardt skin's worth $10.
That seems like a lot of money for a skin.
Yeah, it is.
Heck, I don't know why everything's so overpriced, Marvel Snap. Your variants are overpriced as shit. What the fuck? Holy, whoa.
No. The variant game, it's like, yeah, these cards look cool as fuck, but I am not paying you $7 for a variant of a card I already have.
The 10 to 15.
Jeez.
Oh, so it costs more than $1 per 100. Okay.
700 gold bars is $10.
God damn. So, yep.
And I've seen variants that are $12.50.
Like, this Squirrel Girl is really cool, but it is not. Well, how much is 1,200? 1,200 is $15. This card's cool. You can't really see it. See, if it were like the animated or the 3D version, because those show really well on camera. Like,
I wonder if this will show. Oh, it's probably because I had that fucking blur effect on. Anyway, the whole point is, like, there's a Spider-Woman variant that I have that I like. It's a bit spicy. You know, I fucks with it.
Yeah,
I'm not spending $10 on that.
Yep, nope. I'm not spending. None of these have been like, you get a few variants off the battle pass. I get those variants, and you get a couple through collection leveling up. But outside of that, like, I refuse to, like, these shits are expensive.
I'm gonna be 100 here. I think the next variant I might end up, the next variant I'm getting is out of the season pass because I have 3 levels. I have 7 levels left on that.
Oh yeah, the next one.
Yeah, I have 5 levels left on the battle pass, on the season pass.
There's an Okoye variant that I need to get off here, and there is a Black Panther variant. And there's a mystery
technically,
variant.
through the battle pass, they give you enough gold to buy a skin, to buy a variant. But why would you spend that gold on variants when you could just spend that on missions? Something a little bit more valuable.
Right.
Right.
Even though some of and this is the real problem with it, is that because they're already this priced now, they're already $10 a pop. So when you actually get one that's actually interesting, like, because look, number one, I'm not paying $10 for a pixel variant. I'm not paying, like, honestly, the pixel variants being $10 annoy me. They annoy me the most, being $10.
Well, in my shop, they got baby variants.
Oh, the chibi variants, I'm not a big fan of either.
No,
like,
yeah. Let me see. Do
the sport variants are cool. The sport variants are pretty cool.
And the symbiote variants.
The symbiote variants are always cool. Yeah, the symbiotes.
Yeah, that's what
I would really love if they had if they actually had the Iron Man variants for some of the suits, because throughout Marvel Comics, everyone got an Iron Man suit. Like, heck, I even have they made one for Odin. They actually made a variant out of the Odin armor that Tony made them.
That's cool.
So, let have that variant for, Black Widow, or, who got a suit? Hawkeye, or,
Well, I got I don't know where I got my Hawkeye variant, but it's like an Adventure Time kind of style to it, and I fucks with it. So I have a Hawkeye variant I like.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed when my first random variant was that fucking Medusa chibi. I was pissed, because I was I don't give a fuck about chibi.
I would love a Medusa variant, just because, my Medusa is,
I have 2 Medusa variants.
Oh, my God. So, Domino, I have a cool variant. Colossus, I have a chibi variant. So, the baby and the chibi are 2 different kinds of variants. I think I'd prefer the chibi over the baby.
Probably.
Because I'm looking, I have baby variant Professor X, but I have chibi variant Colossus. I have a really cool variant of Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
Sentinel's the one. I have 3 different versions of that card. The pixel variant, the base card, and then this really cool variant that looks like something out of a Michael Bay Transformers movie in a good way.
I mean, heck, I'm not going to even front. The first 2, 3. I fucked with the first 3 Michael Bay Transformers movies. After that, they should have called it quits.
Yeah. When Linkin Park stopped being involved in the projects...
I want to say that was the 3rd one.
Yeah.
I want to say it was the 3rd one. I'm just saying. When I'm done into the Transformers cinematic theme, come on. Come on. They didn't do that. They stopped doing those things, man. I missed it.
Right. All right. So, I think that's it for the episode. I'm about to have to go record Table Cheese, so I gotta switch over the setup for that. Remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter while it's still around, at Anton6 with 3 X's. I might try Hive. Mastodon doesn't look too appealing.
Yeah, I've seen, actually, I think I have Hive downloaded. I haven't started playing with it yet. Maybe, but also I'm fine with my existence on Tumblr, if I'm being 100.
Man, Tumblr has been blowing up my fucking phone, and it's like...
Oh, no, you gotta turn those fucking notifications off.
I'm just like, damn, I got Twitter notifications on all the way, and I'm not getting this many fucking... This person's posted for the first time in a long time. No shit, Twitter's disintegrating. We're all on our way back. All right, Chris, where can people find you?
Technically, it's Chef and Chris on Twitter.
Jalen?
Squid Bishop, if you're on Twitter. If you're feeling spicy.
All right. This has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twist and Bind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.